What is going on, everyone? My name's Alpha, and today we're gonna have a very interesting video. We're gonna talk about the difference between Pokemon Generation Sprites and how it would look differently if Generation 7 and 6 were in Generation 5 art style in the animated sprites form. So as you can see, this is all Gen 7 Pokemons and what their 3D models look like. And there is heavy debates about whether what looks better and whatnot. And then I'm gonna run it down to you, and I'm gonna show you some examples of it. Some fan-made examples of Gen 7 and Gen 6 animated sprite style. So obviously this is what we have right now, 3D models. And this is what we used to have, which I like a lot. I love the animated sprites in black and white. These are my favorite. This post actually includes some fan-made mega sprites. So you come up here, there is a Mega Zard X animated. It looks pretty nice. It looks very fan-made though. It doesn't have that like Pokemon glow to it, you know, stuff. It looks very fan-made, but it's a good sprite, very good sprite. So is this. You can see how it differs so much from the actual artwork. They kind of look better in IMO, but like just how like clean the lines are compared to these look a bit rigid. That's a shame to say that the Game Freak's version is a bit rigid, but these one looks a bit more smooth. You could just see them, like, look, less black lines, a little bit more smooth. This post actually includes more than Gen 5. It actually includes all the way to Gen 6, I believe. Look at this, the Greninja ones, very interesting. They look very fan-made-ish, so I'm not the biggest fans of these sprites particularly, but they are very well made. Just not my cup of tea on how the animated sprites should look, but obviously these aren't official and these are what fans made. Look at these are very nice though. I like these two. Can I like, yeah, I could leave a like on both of them. Well, never mind, I can't. These are the Pokemon Go sprites, and you know, they're not the worst things. They look a bit odd. They just looks like, to me, they look like the Gen 3 models upscaled and without the black lines. Let's actually compare them. Torterra, Grotto. Yeah, it's just upscaled. It looks pretty upscaled, and just remove the black outline lines, and that's about it. Yeah, I'm the smartest, guys. I figured out the puzzle. These are some fan-made sprites. Okay, we gotta zoom in. That should be good enough. These are fan-made sprites of the Pokemon, of these Pokemons, of Generation 6 Pokemons in Generation 5 style. It looks alright. I think they look pretty fine. I wish they were animated though. That's the only problem. Let's see Zardex. Similar to what we saw earlier. I wonder if these are just from that Tumblr post. It might be. Whoa, Mega Ray is crazy over here. I believe these may be similar to the. I believe these may be very similar to the Tumblr post we saw earlier. To confirm. I mean, no, it's different. So a different team, but you know, similar concept. And to brief you again, these are the differences. This is Gen 5 down here, and this is Gen 6. I do agree that Gen 5 has more to it. Like, it's animated and it shows like a bit more of the Pokemon. It shows the fire on Typhlosion and it's blazing. On this, there's only fire when he attacks, which is a bit of a shame. Because throughout all his incarnations, Typhlosion always has his flame. A lot of Pokemon do get the bad end of the stick. All the flying types are always flying, so that's one thing that annoys me. See, as you can see, he's constantly flying as a 3D model. I wish it was more like Swallow's a bird, obviously, but like it could do this as well. It could just stand still and look nice. Like, I think this looks way nicer than the flying animation they have for Swallow and all the flying types. A lot of people critique Tropius the most because Tropius looked better on land as like a weird nectar Pokemon with banana growing under his chin. But it looks better like this. It looks better in Gen 5 than Gen 6 and 7 with the animated sprites. And then Electros looks a bit better, which in my opinion I do agree. And Polion looks about the same to me. Bishop looks more menacing in this one than in its newer form, and Archeops looks better in Gen 5 form than Gen 6. So maybe I do agree. And the sprites obviously look better here than like here because they do have more of a menace to it. It shows what it is. Garchomp's just kind of breathing. It does show emotions, or it shows like how fierce it is once it's attacking, but once it's on the field, it's just kind of like breathing a lot heavily. So is Haxorus. Haxorus looks pretty menacing there, but he's pretty tame here. Everything with wings just have to be like flying in the air, which is an oversight in my opinion. I do not like that aspect of 3D models, but I think there are good Pokemons that look great in 3D models. Cradily looks great as a 3D model. Claydol looks great as a 3D model. There's a lot of Pokemons with back sprites that are awful, but they have okay front sprites and people let it pass. But I think 3D models help like in both terms for these Pokemons a lot. So these are Generation 7 Pokemons made into sprite forms, and they look pretty nice. Honestly, Graveler looks awful. I mean, that's not the fault of the artist. This is just Alolan Graveler in general. I mean, if these were sprites, I mean, these were Gen 5 sprites, they were pretty nice. I think they're not over the top like the first post we saw, and they're pretty nice. They have all the elements of the original art. Great sprite. Oh my god, Tapu Koko looks amazing. Look at that. Lele looks pretty good. Ulu looks menacing. Jesus, look at that. Look at the eyes. Beanie's pretty nice. Solgaleo, I'm just in general not a big fan of Solgaleo. Celesteela looks kind of shrunk down, kind of like compressed, so I'm not a big fan of that. And that's about it for all the sprites I can show you, whether it be 3D models from Gen 6 and 7 or Gen 5 animated sprites, or Pokemons from Gen 7 and 6 created into Gen 5 animated sprite style. So let me know what you guys think below, which is better. I personally think we got to go back to the animated sprites maybe one more time, just one more time, because there are definitely great things about the 3D models, but I'm just missing out on the sprites because definitely they look really nice on a lot of Pokemons, and maybe just a throwback would be great. Maybe it was an option in the game, that would be great. Anyways, thank you for watching all the way to the end. Please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Comment down what you guys think is better. And thank you for watching. My name's Alpha, and I'm out.